Hey everybody, welcome back to Movie News Monday, episode 3. I'm your host, Adam. We got a couple updates today, a few regarding the films coming out in the month of July. We're going to look a little bit into Indiana Jones's box office and see how it did. And also, we kind of have an update on SpiderMan Beyond the Spider-Verse. Is it coming out in 2024? We'll get a little bit into that. If you already haven't, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's at Our Real Addiction. Obviously, if you're watching it, because this is a YouTube exclusive, you would know that. So I would hope you subscribe. Please subscribe. Hit the like button on the video and the notification bell to stay up to date when we release new videos. If you already haven't as well, please go check out TV Inquiry. That was Miguel's new TV show where he talked about the class of '07 and the animated the Watchmen animated comic series. It is a voiceover essentially where they read you the Watchmen series. It was an awesome episode, so I would suggest checking it out because it's a really good episode that Miguel put together. Also, if you already haven't, check out last week's episode of Our Real Addiction, but don't forget we do have a new episode on Wednesday coming out. We're just going to jump right into it. For the month of July, this summer season of movies has been absolutely great. We've gotten, at least for the last 6 straight weeks, we've gotten a film that has drug us out to the movies. And July is a little, there is a little bit of slowdown, but we have a movie every week, more or less. So, coming out to kick off this week, without the first week of July, Indiana Jones was in that awkward period where it came out at the end of July, but the first week of July coming out the first film coming out in the first week of July is going to be the Insidious, The Red Door on July 7th. The following week we have Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1 on July 12th, and of course on July 21st we have both Barbie and Oppenheimer, both premiering in theaters. And on the 28th, to round out the month, we have The Haunted Mansion. I'm going to be seeing most likely majority, if not all the films that I just named here. Again, the July summer season is nothing but fast-paced and going. It's just like the summer season is unfortunately coming to an end, but it has been great. We've gotten The Flash, we got The Fast and Furious, we got Guardians of the Galaxy, Across the Spider-Verse, we got Indiana Jones, we got Transformers. There was so much that came out in this summer season. July does seem to be wrapping it up for the summer season, but it's going out with a bang, literally with Oppenheimer and Barbie, no pun intended, and even The Haunted Mansion, which I know a lot of people are looking forward to. So yeah, without a doubt, I'm super, super excited for this up and coming month of July. To talk a little bit about the Indiana Jones box office, so it just premiered. So it came in making $60 million domestically in its opening box office from June 30th to July 2nd. Internationally, it made an additional $92 million. So it worldwide total, it's at $152 million. We'll get a lot more into it in the podcast this Wednesday when we talk about the entire box office, how it does, where it lines up with its marketing, and is it projected for a loss or is it projected for some success? We'll kind of predict it in this up and coming week's episode of Our Real Addiction. But 152 in its opening weekend, not a bad start considering how a lot of films did, especially with The Flash, which I think had 130 million. So it outperformed The Flash, so it's just I think Disney is probably going to be happy with the returns they're getting on this one, just because the last Disney original films have not been doing well. I guess, again, I understand this film is a Lucasfilm, which is originally Paramount Pictures, all the 4 prior films to it. This is the first one actually marketed and distributed under Disney, but Indiana Jones feel like it's been Disney for such a long time, especially with the ride being present there, that I believe they're going to be happy with the $152 million return. Moving on for our Spidey fans, because we couldn't forget Spider-Man. For those wondering if SpiderMan Beyond the Spider-Verse is coming out, and it's on its March 24th release date. Or excuse me, March 2024 release date. It doesn't look likely. The producers of Beyond the Spider-Verse recently spoke to comicbook.com, and they said they won't back into a release date that does not fit. We're going to take the necessary time to make Beyond the Spider-Verse great. If I don't want to read too much into it, but in my opinion, there's no chance that it's coming out in March 2024. I do believe if they can get it done by then, absolutely it will come out in March of next year. At this point, though, I don't see that happening, especially with Haley Steinfeld coming out and saying she hasn't recorded any lines. That's obviously concerning regarding the release date. However, obviously, just to record lines is a lot less time-consuming than actually having to be on set for a couple of days and actually doing stunts. But in terms of its March 2024 release date, I think that's completely out of the picture, unfortunately. I don't think it will be another 4 to 5 years before we get this sequel. I could see maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years of them, of the producers of the Spider-Verse just cooking something up for us. Because again, you don't want this film being rushed or being, not having that magic that both Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse had. Both of those films had exceeded expectations, and you want Beyond the Spider-Verse to do the exact same. So I'm glad that they're not committing to that March 2024 release date, just because, again, we want the film to be great. This franchise deserves it with how talented these producers and animators have been throughout the process. But that's going to do it for Movie News Monday. Again, thank you for tuning in. If you, again, already haven't, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. You have no idea how much it helps. Click the like button, share it, leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Also, and hit the notification bell, just again, so you can stay up to date whenever we're posting videos on here. Again, if you haven't checked out TV Inquiry hosted by Miguel, please do check that out because it is an awesome episode of the shows that he talks about. You haven't checked out the Our Real Addiction podcast, go ahead and check that out, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Our Real Addiction. Sic Parvis Magna, everybody.